Hello, Oracles! Well, Elon's Twitter takeover has begun. This morning he released a letter talking about advertisements and basically what he's been talking about all year long when he was taking over Twitter, where he wants to have a platform for free speech, but not have it be a free-for-all. So just discussing that, what his true intentions are for owning the company and what he wants to have them going forward. As of the time of this recording, we have already had Parag, who is the CEO, and Ned Segal, who is the CFO, have both left the company already. So tomorrow it sounds like Elon is going to be closing on this deal, so we will have this done. Again, we still have not seen any Form 4 filings. We do not know if Elon has any more shares that he needs to sell or if he's had enough financial backers coming in. Don't know. I really hope that he has indeed sold all the shares that he needs to sell and doesn't need to sell anymore. And maybe tomorrow after hours, he will let us know that the deal is finalized and that he does not have to sell any more shares and we can burn those shorts. So we will see what happens there. So it also sounds like Elon has been bringing in some of the Tesla engineers over to Twitter as well, just to kind of diagnose some of what is going on over there to try and straighten things out. So we also know that tomorrow, after the close of the market, Twitter is going to be going private. So as of the close of business tomorrow, Twitter is going private, no longer a publicly traded company. So from here on out, from what we have learned, what could potentially happen and how quickly things can turn, it can turn pretty quickly and it will be delisted. So we will see what happens after that and we'll see how quickly Elon makes changes over at Twitter. Sounds like they're probably going to happen relatively quickly. I'm sure he's been diving into this quite a bit over the last 6 months and already knows a lot of the game plan that he wants to execute as soon as he takes over. So we may see some changes very quickly. And now when it comes to the Tesla stock price with all of this, the stock held up very well today. We still closed above the $223 mark. That was what we were looking for. We did make that third bounce off of 230 and came down. So right now we're kind of trading in a channel between 223 and 230, and we just have to wait and see which way we're going to go. I think whichever level we break, we are going to move above that significantly. So if we break above 230, I think we're going to go much higher. We are technically in an upward trend right now. I will show you guys the charts later of talking about the inverse head and shoulders pattern, but we do look like we're starting to make this move straight up again. So with the pull down after hours due to Amazon's earnings, we still did not pull down very far. We saw a much bigger move Tuesday after hours with Google's miss and Microsoft giving us weaker guidance than expected. So tonight with Amazon missing and dropping over 20%, which is losing them $233 billion in market cap, which is the largest after hours market cap loss in history. So that is a massive loss. Tesla still held up relatively well after hours. So again, this channel between 223 and 230 are what I'm going to be paying attention to. So if Elon comes out tomorrow and says that he is done selling shares, we will most likely break above that 230 mark and close those gaps at 235 and maybe even potentially run up and close that gap at 265. Just things to pay attention to. Now don't forget those resistance levels on the way up that were support on the way down were not extremely strong. We basically stopped at each one of them for a day, broke through, and then continued on moving downward. So we may see the same pattern going back up. Don't know for sure, but that's basically the strength that we have in all of those resistance levels. And we did get some great news today about the Model Y. The Model Y is the best-selling car in Europe. All of Europe for all of the vehicles. And it was the best-selling EV in China. So you can tell me about demand and how demand is falling off a cliff, but when Tesla is still beating out all of its competitors, and not just the EV competitors in Europe, but all of the vehicles in Europe, that tells me that demand is strong and still growing. And in some long-term news, which is something that we pay attention to, yes, we talk about the charts on here all the time, which is more short-term movement stuff, which when it comes to a long-term investment standpoint, you don't really need to follow the charts, don't really need to go into all the stock movements on a daily basis. I do so in order to educate myself so that I don't get my emotions involved and I understand why the stock is moving the way it is moving on a daily basis. Some people just don't even pay attention to it. Totally cool with that too. Some people can emotionally handle it and just don't care. I have learned how to do that, but I know the struggles I went through in the beginning, so I try to educate you guys on it as well to teach you what I have learned. So when you're looking long term though, for those of you who are just looking long term and trying to see what we are going out for, so I'm holding the stock for a minimum of 10 years. So the EU has decided to ban all new ICE vehicles as of 2035. ICE is the internal combustion engine vehicles. So as of 2035, no new ICE vehicles can be produced over there. So obviously there's still going to be cars driving around. They're not going to make all the cars get off of the road, but no more new vehicles will be produced over there. So again, when you're looking at your long-term thesis for Tesla and you're trying to say, well, is competition really coming? What is competition going to do? How quickly is the EV revolution going to happen? Well, we have large areas of the world that are saying by 2035, the EV revolution will have taken over. So if you're looking at long-term investing and you tell yourself, well, I want to invest in an automotive company, which one do I want to be in? You've got to go with one that's going to be strong in EVs by 2035. So you've got to do your own due diligence and research to decide which one is right for you. I think most of us on this channel can agree that Tesla is going to be that number one position. Obviously, there's going to be other competitors out there. It's good to have competition. Elon actually wants competition. It's going to help this transition happen even faster, and Tesla is going to be in the lead of that. So that is what Elon is striving for right now. He wants this to move on quickly. He wants competition to come. And now we have a bunch of government regulators out there saying that, well, EVs are coming and they're going to be here, and we are going to regulate this and make sure that we have these. Now, from a personal standpoint, I don't think we need to ban anything out there. I'm not really all about that. We know that some states here in the US are doing that. Washington State, California, I believe there's a few others as well. For me, it's more about let's educate people as to what the pros and cons are. Once we hit price parity with EVs and ICE vehicles, it's not really going to matter anyway, because when we hit that point, people are going to just naturally choose an EV over an ICE vehicle, because why would people pay more money for a vehicle that's not as good as another one? Doesn't make any sense. So, maybe for nostalgia purposes, but for that point, they can just go buy a used one. So this is what's going to be going on forward. I personally think that we should just let nature take its course and educate people properly. But our governments are doing other things. So we'll see how this plays out long term, but it seems like we are moving in the direction of EVs worldwide in massive areas. And with the Model Y already being the best-selling vehicle in many of these areas already, we are going to be seeing this taking over. And then when we get that lower-priced vehicle, which is most likely going to sell more than all of their entire lineup right now combined, that is going to be the best-selling vehicle of all time, most likely in my eyes. And you guys can let me know in the comments below if you think that the new compact car or lower priced vehicle, whatever we're going to call it, is going to be the best selling vehicle of all time. So it'll be exciting tomorrow to see what happens with the whole Twitter thing that's going on, having that all close. I know it's not directly related to Tesla, but it's Elon, and that's something that's important to follow. And I do think that moving forward for humanity, Twitter is going to be a good thing. And I think from the Tesla aspect, it's actually going to be very good for Tesla as well. Because you think about the fact that we have so much slander that is out there right now and less truth. I think the new Twitter platform is going to bring on a lot more truth when it comes to Tesla and all sorts of other things around the world. So I'm okay with this and I'm on board with it. And you guys can let me know your comments down below. And I know I spoke to some of you about it today. And it seems like, most of us are on the same page of, look, if Elon's actually going to do what he says he is going to do with it, then it's going to be a good thing. And just a quick heads up for this weekend, as of right now, Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern time, things may change, I will let you guys know. But as of right now, I will be having on Dr. Jack again and my friend Pedro, and we will be doing the second episode of Health and Wealth. We will be discussing health and what you guys can do for your health to be able to enjoy your wealth longer term. And we're going to be discussing Tesla and other investing as well. Pedro's not much of an investor, but he's very good with personal training and health and fitness. So we are going to be discussing investing with him and kind of mashing the two together for all of you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. If you found any value in this video, please consider sharing it with others. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a membership program and a Patreon. Those links are also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.